What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is a 2022 Grand Wagoneer, the most expensive luxury brand from Jeep. I'm back here at Gettel Chrysler Jeep Ram in Punta Gorda, Florida. Today I'm going to take you on the tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior, see what cool features hides inside, and at the end of this video you're going to come on the ride with me. So if you're ready, let's go. Well, about a month ago, I've done a Wagoneer right here at the Gettel Chrysler, and I'm really excited because now I'm checking this one out, so to compare the two. Now, on the exterior, there's very few differences between the two vehicles. The Grand Wagoneer is not bigger, which is what's confusing to people. They're actually the same size. What's different is what's underneath the hood, as well as several details, both on the exterior and the interior of this vehicle. Same hood, nice long hood. There's nothing too crazy about it. Where the first difference is where this lettering, Wagoneer lettering, is located. On the Wagoneer is right on top of the hood. On the Grand Wagoneer is on this grille, this piece above the grille. Now it is a nice lettering, kind of retro looking lettering with the copper outline on the outside, which is very, very classy. Also, as far as the trim on the grille itself, it is chrome, right? But on the inside of this chrome, it also has a little bit of texture. So there's a combination of chrome and the shiny black color, and it's all outlined with this polished aluminum trim that continues also right underneath here and on that skid plate at the bottom. Now, if you look at the lights, the standard lights, those are the LED performance lights. Jeep lights have LED fog lights right in here, and as you can see, it's got the front view camera. It does have a lot of safety technology, which we're going to go over while on the interior of this car. And the biggest difference between the two vehicles, what makes this grand, is actually what's underneath the hood. So let's pop this up and let's see what hides there. But a couple details right here, as we've seen in the Wagoneer as well. There's this plate right here. It says Wagoneer, born in America, designed in Auburn Hills, Michigan, built in Warren, Michigan, just like the other one. Now the difference is, of course, the engine. The other one had the 5.7 liter engine. This one has the 6.4 liter engine, and that delivers 470 horsepower, 455 pound-feet of torque. Now it is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Also has the Quadra Drive 2 air suspension, so it is a very, very comfortable drive. The one thing a lot of people don't like about it, including myself, is the gas mileage that it produces. Now it's only 15 miles combined, 13 to 18, so if you're looking to get one, be prepared to spend some money at the gas station. Now the nice part about it, though, is the towing capacity. Jeep says it's one of the best in its class at 9,850, so almost 10,000 pounds can be towed with this Grand Wagoneer. Check out the size of this vehicle. It is on the large side, definitely, but it's not as big as the Yukon Denali XL or the extended version of the Cadillac Escalade. It's actually shorter than the extended one, but longer than the standard version of it. So actually, it might be the right size unless you're carrying a lot of luggage and a lot of people at the same time. Of course, it is a 3-row SUV, and we're going to check that out in just a little bit. So on the exterior, it looks very, very similar to the Wagoneer with a few differences. The one being that it says Grand Wagoneer on the side with the same kind of cool lettering as you have in the front. The other difference is that standard are those wheels. They're 22-inch wheels, nice design on them. As far as the size of the tire, 285 by 45, so they're very wide, and well, they're quite beefy, so it's going to make it for a nice and comfortable ride. The ride can also be adjusted by selecting different drive modes. That also selects the height of this vehicle because it is equipped with the air suspension. Now, one thing to mention too is unlike most of the other Jeep, the Wagoneer and the Grand Wagoneers are not trail rated simply because the size of this vehicle. While the front end approach angle might not be bad, but this bumper hangs on very low, so you're definitely going to lose it if you try to climb something. The same thing goes for the back, which extends a little bit further than most of the other Jeeps behind the rear wheel. So that's why I wouldn't take it off-road, but if you do get stuck in snow or if you're trying to get out of mud, you can definitely do that. What's interesting on this particular one, you can see the bottom of this vehicle, which I'm going to show you something cool about it, is the shiny black, and usually that matches the top of this. For some reason the dealership ordered it with the same color roof as the rest of this vehicle, but normally you'll see the Grand Wagoneers with the black roof. You also have this chrome trim around this vehicle. It's not this shiny chrome, it's a little bit more dull, which is pretty cool. I like that better than the shiny stuff. Then you have the roof rails. You can get the cross bars if you'd like to. Fully loaded mirror, this 2-zone mirror. It does have the LED turn signal indicator. It does have a camera built in here. And here's what happens. Like, see, there you go. The running boards extend, they're nice, they're wide, they also carry some weight, so you can easily step on it to help you get inside, especially if you have the little ones, or if you're not a big statue, you can definitely, get in easily inside of this vehicle. The design of it, other than that, is exactly the same as on the Wagoneer. So, guys, before I get into this vehicle, let me show you the key. So it does have a smart key, of course. It's got lock on lock, 2 times to start, 2 times to lower this vehicle. All right, let's see. Oh, by the way, did you see how cool it is? Actually, it raises it right now. And then 2 times to open the gate, which we're gonna do in just a little bit. But let me do this one more time. Look at these turn signals. Look how sequentially they go. These are fully LED lights in the back here, and they kind of cool. They're hidden, kind of like on the Cadillac. I mentioned that I like how there's this plexiglass and the lights are actually hidden inside, but you can see what's going on there. So that's similar concept in here, except not as big, of course, but kind of good looking too. The rest of this vehicle looks very similar to the Wagoneer, straight down, except it says Grand Wagoneer. Of course, that's the vehicle. And then you have 2 cameras, which is pretty cool. You have 1 camera here, 1 camera over here. Now this is for your rear view mirror. This is for your backup camera. So that makes sense, right? But sometimes they do get dirty. So they even thought about it, and they put this little sprayer to clean the camera in case it gets dirty, so you can actually wash it with that. Of course, you have this window wiper. Now, I wish that they put a little bit of a bigger spoiler in the back. It would make this vehicle look a little bit more interesting and kind of hide it underneath it. That would probably be ideal. Now, of course, you have your reverse lights right at the bottom in here, and then the mandatory reflector lights, Quadra, Drive 2, and then Series 3. That's basically what you have on the side of your, of course, right underneath here is a tow hook, which you can use 9850. That's the towing capacity. Now let's open this up. Let's see how much room we have inside. This out, all the seats are up, all 3 rows are up, and this is how much room you have in the behind the 3rd row seat. So it's not big. It's still more than on my Pilot. Of course, it's probably twice as much, but it's not huge. So if you need something longer, you probably have to opt out for one of the other luxury large SUVs. But what's nice about it, of course, this is where your gate opener is. Now on this side right here, you have the ability to fold down the seats, and this is the 2nd row and this is the 3rd row seats. So if I press these, I can actually fold these down. And what's nice about it too, I can actually fold them back up. Now with the 2nd row seat, okay, you can only fold it down. Now this seat belt is fastened right here, so that's actually blocking me from opening this up. Let me undo it. And we're gonna put it to the side. It's gonna be easier. One hand operation not always works, but right, I folded down the second row seat, but also, as you can see, the seat goes down. All right, you can fold both of these seats. Just make sure you don't have anything on it, like I do in this case, and the front seat is all the way back as I was filming the interior of this vehicle. But check this out. There's tons of room if you need to carry something. You know, of course, you have this little console in the middle, so that's kind of in the way, but hopefully you're not going to be using this truck for moving. Check this out, guys. There's tons of room in the back seat. In the second row, well, we're going to get in the third row in just a second, but it is so cool, so comfortable. The seats are nice and comfy. I can fit in comfortably. There's plenty of shoulder room. There's plenty of knee room. I sit higher than the driver so I can see what's going on with this theater sitting in here. And I got to tell you, this is like the executive package. Even though what you see in this vehicle is standard equipment, there's no options added on the Series III. First of all, nice big window. And I love this feature. A lot of manufacturers, for some reason, don't put the sunshade. This one has it. It is manual, but it is there. On the high-end car, it would be nice if it was actually a power sunshade. But what I like about this is this trim right here. Attention to detail and the quality that you can see in here is absolutely amazing. So you have this polished aluminum, like almost, I think it's a real polished aluminum. Now you have the wood trim right underneath here, and then you have this leather wrapped armrest and the contrast stitching right here. The shiny speaker covers, you can see it's a Macintosh stereo. Again, this is standard equipment on the Series III Grand Wagoneer. So this is how the door looks like. You of course have your window controls and lock and unlock. But what I really like about this vehicle is the interior, the detail on it. Now you can check this out. This one has this Palermo leather, quilted leather. Absolutely love it. It's super comfortable. It doesn't feel cheap. Now, unlike the Cadillac, which I really didn't care for the door panels, these are quality. Even in the back of this seat, check this out. They really went all the way out. Have the same kind of contrast stitching. So it's not only the front of the seat, the seating surfaces, but also the back of it. Super nice quality. Seat pockets in the back. Tons of room in here. Check it out. There's a console right here. I'm going to turn this vehicle on, show you what it is. Here, what you can see is your own climate control panel. So you can see you can change your temperature, sliding the slider over here. Then you can select whether you want heated seats or ventilated seats, and then you can change the different speeds of the fan. So instead of having it right there, they actually mounted it in this huge console, which you also have your cup holders and the same wood trim. Absolutely love it. This is kind of encompassed with this leather stitching, stuff like this. Have your own USB-C, USB outlet, and a pretty short storage right here, but that's because right underneath here you have another one. Okay, you have this deep storage. I don't know what you can put, like a backpack in here. This is how big it is. And right in front of you, you have two outlets right at the bottom. Have your USB, USB-C on both sides. You can also have this thing right here, which is your power outlet, household power outlet, and you have this regular cigarette style power outlet right here. And what also is pretty cool too, look at this Macintosh. It actually lights up when the vehicle is on. Well guys, I'm in the third row seat in this Grand Wagoneer. There's a lot of stuff that you don't find in some of the competition. So this one is equipped with the USB-C, USB port. You also have the ability to power recline your seats. I don't know if you can see it, but the reclining is moving right here. You have your own Vance cup holder. You have your hook if you want to put something on here. Reading lights on both sides. Your own sunroof. How about this? You can close that, but if you leave it open, lets a lot of light inside of this vehicle. And then, you know, you can use this console as a table basically, but plenty of room. I mean, as far as I'm 6 feet tall, I fit in comfortably. I can see myself going for a longer trip in this vehicle versus some of the smaller mid-size SUVs. They don't have the ability of it. So if you like to travel in style and you have, like, this is a 7-passenger setup. If you have 7 passengers, well, there's not too many choices out there. Well, let's get out and let's check it out from the front. Okay, guys, before we climb up on board of this Grand Wagoneer Express, let's see how the door sounds. It's a really heavy door, I gotta tell you. Door sounds awesome. Let's go inside. Let's check out the front door first of all. So you can see that the Wagoneer has the adjustments for the seats right on the side, kind of like in the Mercedes-Benz. You can see there's plenty of adjustments. There's also a massage feature right here that you can adjust. We're going to check that out on the interior. You have your mirror controls, window controls, of course, and lock and unlock, and the same kind of theme as on the back. It's of course the same car. Now right here on the door sill you have the Wagoneer, but Grand Wagoneer on the seat. And check this out, okay? Love the headrest, okay? The headrest even move back and forth, so you can adjust that. Look at this, forward, and then if you want to move it back, that adjusts not only up and down but back and forth. So lots of adjustments on here. And love that Palermo leather. It feels so good when you sit on it. Series 3, that's right inside of this. This is the top of the line on the Grand Wagoneers, but again, there's really no options added onto it. So before we get inside of it, there's a couple more things. You have the pedal adjuster, so for the shorter people, this is a great feature because you don't have to like stretch your legs too far to reach the pedals. You also have the tilt and telescoping steering wheel. That's power, lights, and dimmers. And then you have your emergency brake. Let's get inside. The interior of this 2022 Grand Wagoneer feels so luxurious. It feels like you're really sitting in a high-end vehicle. And check this out, this wood trim continues throughout the vehicle, but I want to point out something. You even have this Grand Wagoneer. The lettering is not on top, it's kind of inside of this wood, and this is this aluminum lettering right here. Now you also have this 12-inch screen. You have another screen right at the bottom of it. We're going to go through some of them. You have another screen which is for passenger, and we have to actually get into the passenger seat to see it. Another screen, if that wasn't enough, for your rear view mirror, and then another screen which is your instrument cluster right here. And that's where we're going to start. We're going to take a look at the steering wheel. It says Grand Wagoneer right inside of here. You have a bunch of buttons. These basically control what's going on this screen right here. And then you have a hang up and pick up button. You also have all the features that you can set up on the screen. So there's different customization options, and I'll show you how that works. And on the right hand side, you basically have your dynamic cruise control, which is part of the all safety equipment that's in this vehicle. So, you know, let's get close and let's see what we have in this instrument clusters. These are the different options that you have. You have a trip, you have the miles per gallon, so that's the current one, and you have can have a blank screen, you can have an audio, you can have an adjustment as far. Let's see what this is. Okay, so automatic full 4-time four-wheel drive, adapts to road conditions, so different drive settings. And then you can have off-road pages. We've seen on many of the Jeeps, which is very helpful if you're taking it off-road, which you probably shouldn't do it with this one. And then you have another off-road pages, which is lean and pitch. And then you have the height control, and as you can see, you can adjust that. I'm gonna lower it by 1, and you can see there's a light blinking saying that it's lowering, and you can feel the vehicle lowering a little bit. And then what else do we have here? Back to the off-road pages, and then that's it. Let's open it up, and this is actually it. So there's a few features that you can actually have in the screen, and not as customizable like, let's say, an MBUX, but enough features to make it very interesting. Now, as far as the top of here, you can see Macintosh stereo, the premium stereo brand. You do have a head-up display out there too. This is a pretty cool feature if you ask me, okay? If you flip this off, you can have a regular mirror, turn it on, you have the rear view camera, and that's if you have people sitting inside, and this is a long vehicle, so those mirrors, you know, are not as good if there's no monitor in here. Now, on top console right here, okay, tilt and vent, open as far as the sunshade, as far as the roof, it opens up. It does have this long panoramic roof in front, and then the one in the back that I showed you. Alcantara headliner. Basically, this is this fake suede, if you will, right? And then you have your HomeLink system at the bottom. You can also have assist. You can open your tailgate. That's where you open this up right here. And then you have this big screen, okay, which we've seen on the other one. This is this Uconnect 5, the 12-inch screen. There's tons of features in here. Okay, you can control it via touch screen, basically. So home, media, comfort, navigation. You know, if you go to the comfort mode, you can see you have the heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You can change the temperature on it if you'd like to. You also have a shortcuts right here. You have the massage options on the seat, which right now you can see it's got this waterfall massage for lower back, and it's at high, so I can feel that massaging me. That's pretty cool. Let's see, this is an extend. Okay, so it's just the different patterns: low, extend, rock, climb. All right, so we're gonna play around with it while driving. I'm gonna let it massage me. I'm gonna save on the massage therapist. All right, navigation system, which is pretty cool. This has got this nice, very easy to read, visible, super nice quality screen. Phone does have the wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. I haven't connected my phone. I'm not going to do it with this one. And then vehicle options, mirror dimmer, second row headrest fold, third row headrest fold. It is important if you're driving by yourself, you know, those headrests can get in the way, so you can fold them with one touch of a button. Passenger screen on or off. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm going to turn this on, right? As a driver, can you see it? Nope. You can see it's there, but you can't see what's on it. And that's because this passenger designed for the passenger. The screen is designed for the passenger. Power side step, they deploy and close when you open the door. You can also deploy it or close it with here. Surround camera, you can see this vehicle does have the trajectory lines for the right and the left hand side, of course, front and back. And then you have different angles for the camera. Front camera, this was rear, by the way. Front camera, and then you have the front camera, narrow angle, and then you have the tow camera. It kind of gives you that line in the middle, so you know where your tow hitch is. So that's a pretty helpful setup in here. And one thing that we haven't seen in the Wagoneer, but you do have it in here. Let's go back, close this up. Fam cam, right? See the second and third row seat. Okay, this is pretty cool because it's very hard to turn around, and trust me, I have two little ones. It's really hard to turn around and see what the kids are doing. This way, while driving, all you have to do is just hit the fam cam right here. You can see what's going on. Passenger side, driver side, third row seat. You can actually zoom in basically for each seat, which is an awesome feature. Settings right here, display, entertainment screens. I'm going to turn off that, this is very sensitive. Display, so different display modes, entertainment screens, device manager, those are all on my profile, it's not set up. And then clock, date, phone, Bluetooth, voice navigation, camera, lights. Let's see if we have this ambient color personalization. Okay, so if you look at where this ambient lighting is, unfortunately it is light outside, so you won't be able to see it, but there's a lot of ambient lighting, and you can set it up to any of these colors that you like: the white, the teal, okay, yellow, red. Okay, so these are the color options. You don't have as many as the Mercedes-Benz is, but you can have dual ones, like top and the bottom. You know, you can sync it, click it, boom. So that's pretty cool. It's a really, really nice feature as well. And then apps. Okay, so you can download different apps. You have Alexa with it, Android Auto, Device Manager, so that's standard. And then at the bottom here, you have some shortcuts for your climate control. But if you really didn't want to use that, here's what you have. Check this out. Here's your climate control command center. There's another screen right here. And then you can set up a different feature, seats, you know, lumbar, up and down, in and out, tie bolster controls. And I can actually feel them tightening up. It's pretty cool. And then different ones you select. So several different options to control your seats. massage, we've seen that similar thing, and the top rear climate control, or you can turn it off, right? And then you have this nice cover. But that's not it. You can open this right here. There's a button. Boom. It opens it up. You have the wireless charging right here. And then you have a bunch of USB ports. So USB-C, USB on both sides. You have this cigarette lighter style outlet. And then you also have the HDMI for the passenger screen. So if you want to play something on that screen right there, okay, then you can plug it in here. And close that. Then you have auto hold on, lane keep assist, traction control, and you have the parking assist on, so you keep moving. We're not going to do that, but it has it. Parking sensors, tow haul on, and then you have the turn on the passenger screen or off. And then you have several different drive modes, okay? So you have rock, sand, mud, snow, auto, and sport. And actually when you press that, it actually changes this navigation, changes this display right here. So snow, sand, mud, see, it tells you what it's happening. Turn on traction control. If you go to rock, that's more for aggressive shifting. Okay, you have to shift it to four-wheel drive low, which we're not going to do. And then, so you have different modes that are available for you. So that's very cool. You know, there's a lot of customization in here. And then you can turn on the four-wheel drive mode. By the way, these buttons right here, they have quite a bit of feedback. When you press it, it gives you that feedback on your finger when you're pressing it. This is the rock crawl mode. Cup holders and the phone holder, which is pretty cool, because I always try to figure out where to put my phone, and this would be a perfect place for it. And then you have two storages right here as well. So you have the little one right on top, so you're going to put maybe your other phone or, you know, something smaller in here, and you have your USB-C. And if you open this up right here, you have a little cool box, okay? So if you press this on, see, it turns on, it's going to keep your beverages cool, okay? It's not going to freeze them or anything like this, but it's nice and cold in here. So this is, you can enable this or disable it. All right, and one other thing that I want to show you on this side of this vehicle is this turn button right here. See, it is leather wrapped, okay? So even the attention to detail, you have this wood, you have this polished aluminum, start, engine, stop, basically, and even this little trim piece right here is leather wrapped. Of course, there's leather wrapped materials on the side of this huge console, and this vehicle is very, very large. Well, let me show you what's going on the passenger side screen. Well, on this side, as a passenger, you have your own screen. So you have the audio, video, HDMI, and through HDMI, basically, you have to connect the HDMI cable or USB 1, USB 2, basically, for your video. So if you have a video player, you can connect it. Now, what else do we have here? Navigation. Okay, we can search the navigation, and you can actually, let's say, a lot of times we're driving together, right? And my car, when I'm driving, I can't search navigation unless I do it by voice. And sometimes, you know, with a lot of people in the car, it gets noisy and it just doesn't want to work this way. So let's say if the passenger is controlling this, right? And I don't know, you know, let's put Subway. Subway, that's 0.2 miles away. It just happened to be. I'm gonna go plan, send to driver. See, this is a pretty cool feature. Now, by the way, this vehicle doesn't have the back screens, but I believe you can do it from the back screens too. Now, what happens is it sends it to the driver. It says new destination received. Do I want to accept it? Yes, I want to accept it. And now it's set up as a destination on this main screen right here. So if you go to the navigation system, yep, it shows you where to go and all that stuff. So this is pretty cool. The passenger can actually follow along too, which is a nice feature. So go back to home screen, devices, pair new device, cameras, view vehicle camera apps. Okay, so you can see the exterior cameras, but what's more important too is the fam cam. So you have the ability to see the fam cam from this screen right here, which is awesome. This is it, guys. I'm ready to take it for a spin, so I hope you come with me. Guys, check this out. We're inside of this 2022 Grand Wagoneer. Now, this is Series 3, and this is the most expensive model to get. Now, in addition to the standard equipment on the Series 3, this vehicle has no extra equipment. So the only thing it has is the destination charge, and that puts this vehicle essentially at $109,995. So it's a $110,000 vehicle. Definitely not cheap, but if you want to have some of the amenities but not all of them, you can start with Series 1, and that starts at $88,440 to $95,440. Obsidian, $100,440. And for some reason, this one says Series 3 is $104,849. On the sticker right here, it says the base price is $107,995 plus destination of $2,000. Well, let's see how this $100,000 truck drives. And then we're not going to take it off-road, but as you can see, I'm in this kind of gravel lot. So I'm going to be able to get the feel of it here, and then we're going to take it on the road. As far as turning, okay, first thing first, obviously there's no painted lines on the parking lot, but I'm doing the 360 here basically, and it's actually very nice. I mean that it's a long wheelbase vehicle, but it feels like it's turning very tightly. We're not going to go through a lot of bumps, but here's one that's fairly big. Okay, just want to see how it handles. That air suspension really takes care of the bumps. Okay, so I like how this vehicle feels on the interior. It's got this big commanding view of the road ahead of you. It's got this nice windows on the sides. The mirrors are just the right size. By the way, those are the 2-zone mirrors, which you have the little small mirrors built in to the big mirror, so you can see a wider range in here. And I can't say enough good things about this rear view camera mirror, which is probably one of the coolest features in the vehicles now, especially with the large vehicles, because you get the obstructions of view in the back. You have people sitting there, you have luggage there, you have the headrest, all that stuff. That's all eliminated by using this camera mirror, which is pretty cool. Now, as far as all the tech, love it. Big screens. I think that little climate control screen might be a little bit of an overkill, but they had to do something different. Now, there's a war, I don't know if you know, about of who's got the bigger screen space between this and the Cadillac Escalade. As a matter of fact, the Grand Wagoneer, if you combine all of the screen space, like between the instrument cluster, the infotainment system, the climate control screen, passenger screen, the camera mirror screen, and if equipped with the 2 screens in the back, somebody did the math, maybe it was Jeep, well, guess why, they said that it's got twice as much screen space as the Cadillac Escalade. So now in this day and age, we're not comparing cars based on their performance and stuff, but based on the screen space and well, technology, right? But it is a large vehicle, definitely. It feels it too. You'll feel it at the gas pump. There's no question about it. This big V8 pumps out 13 to 18, so 15 miles per gallon combined. So be ready for it if you decide to buy it. But you know, if you're ready to spend over $100,000 on the vehicle, there's really not too many choices that you have if you want a luxury large vehicle. Now, of course, you can go with the Cadillac Escalade, Lincoln Navigator. Maybe you can even switch off to the brands like Mercedes or BMW, which are smaller and more expensive as well, but they're not going to be as big as this. And I like it. I was excited when I first saw the Wagoneers and the Grand Wagoneers coming up. Love the feel of this vehicle. Like I said, there's a few things on this car. The one thing I wish that Chrysler came up, or Stellantis came up with something that's maybe electrified. Now, they have the technology with the 4xEs, and maybe it's coming in the future. I don't know. I haven't heard anything on it, but definitely it would be nice to see and extend that gas mileage in it. That would be my probably biggest complaint about this vehicle. And also, why have a Wagoneer and the Grand Wagoneer if they're both the same size? I think actually Cadillac does it where they have the shorter version, the extended version. That's a smart move. And I would like to see that maybe on those. I don't think that's coming, but anyways. As far as the attention to detail on the interior, it's absolutely incredible. I like that a lot better than on the Cadillac, the new Cadillac Escalade. I'm sorry to say it, but the Cadillac kind of disappointed. It seemed like they did a little bit of shortcuts, especially like on the door panels, on the trim pieces, plastic trim pieces all around the vehicle. This one definitely feels more quality. Now, if it's going to be quality for a long time, I don't know. They just came out, so you know it has to be determined by a longer term testing. Vehicle turn takes those little bumps like they're non-existent. I know that it has this quadra track drive, and it's got this air suspension, and you can definitely feel it. It's a very comfortable drive, but that's what you should get when you're spending over $100 grand on the vehicle. And you know, the engine actually feels like when you start it up, you can hear it. You can hear that growl of the 6.4 liter engine. But once you're driving it, it's a very nice and quiet. So it's not an overwhelmingly, now there's no different settings for the exhaust. So this is what you'll get basically. And I'm going to accelerate it here actually. See how this vehicle accelerates. Actually, you can see, you can definitely feel the 470 horsepower, but can also feel the weight of this vehicle. This is not a small vehicle. It weighs a ton or more. But overall, a very positive experience. I'm not going to do 0 to 60. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're not going to race in a luxury large sedan. Well, however, you know, BMW X7 has the Alpina version, and Mercedes has the AMG version of that GLS. So, I mean, hey, why not if you can, right? But I wouldn't expect them to do anything special with the Grand Wagoneers as far as performance-wise. So anyways, I like this vehicle. I don't like the price of it. I don't like the gas mileage of it. Now, the price is in line with the other ones, so that I don't like it doesn't mean anything, because, you know, that's what you'll pay for the Cadillac Escalade or maybe Lincoln Navigator if you actually equip it all the way. And definitely you're going to get up there with the BMW or Mercedes, which are actually smaller SUVs. So check it out if you have a chance. Test drive it. If you're anywhere in Florida and Punta Gorda area, check out the guys at Gettel Chrysler Jeep Ram. Good group of people. They always help me out and allowing me to film their vehicles. Guys, if you made it that far in this video, you know, hit the subscribe button, give me the thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.